everyone, and thanks for watching this new video. My name is Jetske, and in this video I'm gonna tell you, well, my 10-year Ugandan story. It is crazy because today, exactly 10 years ago, I went for the first time to Uganda. And, well, I want to say it changed my life. Yeah. When I'm saying this out loud, I'm like, yeah, it's the freaking truth. And by that time, I didn't know what I know now. But somehow Ugandan changed me and changed my life. I didn't only fall in love with a man, a Ugandan man, but I also fell in love with the country. And in this video, I want to share you a little bit the story about those past 10 years. I made a separate story about why I went to Uganda and how I met my boyfriend. But in this story, it's more a reflection on how I was in the past and how I am now. And actually how I'm still learning about the culture, the history and etc. And looking a little bit in the future. I have here, oh you don't see it, this is what I called my Ugandan box. Ooh, it's dusty. And in this box is my 4 months of Uganda. 2014, this is the photo book. I had 2 photo books full of pictures from Uganda, and normally I keep them like safe on the or like together, all the photo albums, but this need a special place. I have here my Ugandan travel guide. I have some pictures from my goodbye party. I had a goodbye party and I served cake with the Ugandan flag. This is also the welcome home party. It is so nice. All my friends. I see pictures of me here. This is when I came back home after 4 months. No, I have to say it good. It was... I started... Wait, I'm always forgetting if it was 4 or 5 months. I started to travel on the 29th of August. That was 2 days after my birthday party. Or after my birthday, imagine. This was the guest house where I slept, where I stayed. I have so many pictures. Oh yeah, we learned how to make our own jewelry from paper. I think it's still common to do that in Uganda. But this was my very first time being out of Europe, being alone in a plane, going alone on a trip. And yeah, I was... Yeah, you have people who are 23 who are so... How do you say that? Already grown up, but I was just a little kid. I can say that now. And although I didn't want to be that Muzungu who know it all, because I think it's a huge problem with a lot of people coming to volunteer and saying, oh, we in Europe, we know better. So you have to do it this. I didn't want to be like that because I don't know better. That was something I already said to myself. But if I look back and if I reflected on myself, I still was that typical volunteering Muzungu. If I see pictures, I have to check it out, but I have pictures of myself that I'm looking at now and like, what am I even wearing? But I had the thought, I came with the thought, I once got a question like, what did you expected when you came to Uganda? Because I told in another video that I had a suitcase full of stuff, like with lots of bottles that I thought, okay, I have to survive for 6 months. And although I knew that I was coming into a city, I didn't know about, for example, Acacia Mall. And I didn't know about that that it existed. And I think I was brainwashed with all the videos or all the movies you see on television. When you see Africa, they always, well, nowadays they try to be more specific because of course we are in 2024, act normal. But in the past I grew up not thinking that Africa was one country. I'm not that kind of person. But they saw like Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda and many more countries. They saw it as one. I don't want to say they saw it as one country, but when you were filming in Uganda, they called it Africa. And you had South Africa, and we colonized that. Before I came to Uganda, I saw a lot of, I was searching the whole freaking internet about videos about Uganda. I wanted to know everything from Uganda. And somehow I saw those small shops, you still have them a lot, and somehow there was something in my brain that probably also, I think it's also because Ugandans and or black and white people, they have different hair, they have different skin types, and I think it's also okay to just accept that. My boyfriend have different kind of hair than I am, and he needs different treatments than my hair. For example, I did the typical, I will show you a picture later on, the typical Muzungu thing of braiding my hair. I left it for 3 days, I think, because I get a headache. And because it's so small, my hair can break. But I think it's the 4C hair, like the curls, the more African hair. It's somehow stronger than my really smooth hair. Like it's slippery. It is not working for the braids, and I think it's also good to talk about that, because it is okay that we have different skin colors. It's okay that we have different hair. I think that was the reason that I thought that I wouldn't find any product for me. But I think that was the reason I brought that many products, because I was afraid that the products that they will sell, that I won't fit for me. And of course, all the visions I had from TV, and that I heard that I'm going to work with HIV kids, and that I'm living in a guest house, and there was a shower, but the shower could only have cold water. There was no washing machine, so we have to wash our clothes with the hands. So I went really into also a guest house where there was not that much luxury. In a neighborhood where there was not that much luxury, in a time, because when I'm checking this neighborhood now, I see a lot of development in the past 10 years. So yeah, I think all together, and with all the history I got, well, I was still that volunteer. I didn't want to say I was that white savior, but I had those. Well, it was more in the past that I thought that I could save the whole world. Nowadays I'm like, what was I thinking? But okay. And what changed in those years? I think my appearance changed. There changed a few things. First of all, how I look. Like the first time, I only want to bring really old clothes, and I think 80% of my suitcase I left behind, because I thought I don't need those clothes, and they needed more. The second time I brought a little bit more fancy dresses, and I also left a lot of clothes behind. And since 2022, when I came back for the first time to, see my boyfriend again, since that moment I just wear whatever I want. And I never bring old clothes again. In fact, I want to say I bring my most fanciest clothes. Not that I have really fancy clothes, but I bring whatever I want. And I think that changed a lot. But also, what also changed is that I start to live there, if you understand what I mean. Like, when I was in 2014, I felt, although I lived there for 4 months, I felt like I'm the visitor here. And I'm the guest here. And I'm new here. Everything is new for me. In 2016, things became already a little bit normal, but I still felt, because I also went to the same project, I showed my brother-in-law and my sister the parts of the country, so I still felt like the tourist, that things are new, and like the visitor. And actually, since I have my relationship with my boyfriend and I've been there, it's going to be now the 4th time that I come back. For me, when I'm coming back now, it doesn't feel new anymore. It doesn't feel, well, I don't want to say exciting, because I am very excited to come back, but it feels normal. And I feel, well, somehow already like a Ugandan. I last said it to my boyfriend. I said, sometimes I feel more like a Ugandan than a Dutch person. And he said, that's good. And sometimes I get comments even on my videos like, oh, you're a real Muganda. And I don't want to say that because I don't have my citizenship. But, and there are 100% sure things that I still have to learn, that I still see culture difference between Uganda and the Netherlands. And sometimes I still have my Dutch things I do. For example, last time I called my boyfriend and I start directly with a story, and while I was in my second sentence I was like, oh wait, how are you? Like those kind of things. It's so typical Dutch to directly start a story or start a question without even saying, hey, how are you? So yeah, there will be always a part of me that being Dutch and being too Dutch. And I think the good thing about all those 10 years, and especially the past 2 years, what I've learned is to recognize my Dutch part, to sometimes stop my Dutch part, or to sometimes say to my boyfriend like, okay, maybe it's me being Dutch, but I don't understand this. And then we can start a conversation about it. Like, hey, is it culture? Is it you? Is it the family? Is it, when there is something. And I don't feel like a white savior needing, I don't know, I'm feeling so different. Like I said, I feel sometimes already like I'm a Muganda. And sometimes that is quite hard, because when you're walking on the street and people still see you as a visitor, it's quite hard. Then you realize like, oh yeah, I'm not yet a Muganda. Of course, my Luganda is not on the level that I wish it was. I want to work hard on that. But yeah, I think in all those 10 years, I got more knowledge about the culture, the history, where it comes from, more respect. And also, I think the best thing you can always have in life, to know that you don't know everything. I don't know everything. I agree. And I have lots of things to learn, and probably in the next 10 years I will learn a lot more about Uganda and the culture and the people and the history and the whatever. And for me this is so funny to see those photo albums. It was indeed 4 months. I went back home on the 21st of December because I thought it's really nice to celebrate Christmas with my family, not knowing that I had already my boyfriend by that time, missing him extremely much. Here, this is the moment they braided my hair. I still don't know why I did this. But everyone did it by that. And like 3 days later, I was like, nope, not for me. Yes. I think I washed it for 5 times before it came off. But this is a little bit always the white pants. Because you are a Muzungu volunteer. I had also enough clothes for those, like for 2 weeks, and then I had to wash it all, and I hated the washing days. When I'm looking at those pictures, I see really another life, another me, an insecure me, but also good stories. 10 years of Uganda, and it feels quite strange to come back in a few weeks, well, in a few days, I can say. When you see this, I'm not thinking. No, when you see this, I'm not yet there. But I'm almost there. What can I say? It changed my life. Ugandan changed my life. And of course also social media changed my life. But thanks to Uganda and social media, my life got totally changed. I am grateful for the change I made. This was just a story time. I hope you liked it. Please put a thumbs up. This came all from my heart. I didn't script anything, so sorry if it went from A to C to B to A. That's just sometimes how my mind is. So thanks a lot, Webalenyo. And I see you, well, 2 videos. Next week we will start with the daily videos. And the first 2, 3, 4 are in the Netherlands. I think 3. Yes, the first 3 are in the Netherlands. And then we go to Uganda. I love you guys. Bye bye.